the law from down the hall. That's our judge, Damian Muziani, to find out who he thinks won. Judge, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday, Peter. Happy Monday, Josh. Seeing you guys together always warms my heart.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's get right to it. PT, a sports gambler, missed out on a $2.5 million payday. He hit 3 out of 4 PGA Major Tournament winners on a parlay, and then he lost in the worst of ways, and that's when, and if you guys do any sports parlay wagering or ever had, when you lose the first or second game, you end up being forced to root against yourself in the rest of the parlay so that you don't feel so bad. This way you can say at the end, oh, well, I lost the last 2 games anyway. He kept winning after he lost. I mean, forget Justin Thomas for a minute. Brooks Koepka was 80-1 in the U.S. Open. And when he took that, he should have at least at that point been ready to check the weather forecast on the Walt Whitman Bridge, because when Justin Thomas took the PGA, you're counting your life options at this point. What he did was, I don't know if you guys saw this, he did something really funny. He tweeted a meme of Game of Thrones, which is going to go over both of your heads because you guys don't watch it.
Right. Of
King Tommen walking out of a window in the Red Keep. If you do ever binge watch Game of Thrones, when you get to that scene, you'll say, "Ah, that's hilarious. Now I understand the whole joke behind it." Josh, Falcons head coach Dan Quinn has a clock in his office that just says now instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 for each hour. It just says there's 12 nows on the clock.
Yep.
It's now o'clock all the time. Now, after the Super Bowl, I was expecting that clock to be hanging up in owner Arthur Blank's office under a sign saying, "When should you fire Dan Quinn?" on it.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I mean, if nothing else, someone should take the clock batteries out and then set the hands on it permanently set to 2:32 p.m. because then you will always know that it is 28-3.
Very good.
Have that
Judge.
hanging over Quinn's shoulder. It's a tough room without Deshaun here. I can always count on him for a laugh, but I can almost tell Josh's furrowed brow of confusion. And Pete, you're probably more concerned about the next segment. You're juggling. You got 7 or 8 plates spinning at once. So
actually, you got it flipped because I'm worried about the next segment. Pete doesn't have to worry about anything.
The next segment, which is your next segment. Okay, I got you. So let's go to the second story in this segment. PT, junior hockey's Mark Johnston's wrist. He wrist shot at the first pitch at the Chicago White Sox game with a hockey stick.
Yes.
And it was almost a strike. It came in like a sinker off the edge of the plate. I love that idea. I say let's keep going with this. Hockey and baseball are the 2 lowest of the 4 major sports. Any partnership between them can only be a good thing. So I came up with this idea. How about a penalty box in baseball? You set it up next to where the ball girls sit, and what happens is when a player commits a bonehead play, they have to sit in the penalty box for 1 inning. So like yesterday, Odubel Herrera running to an occupied base yesterday, boom, put him in the dunce box, and then center field goes unmanned for 1 inning. That's the team's penalty. They have to suffer. It's just like in the Marines. When Gomer Pyle does something wrong, they make everybody run 10 miles. When Odubel Herrera runs to third base and there's already a Philly on it, then nobody plays center field for 1 inning.
Love it.
To Bud Selig and Gary Bettman, I say, you are welcome, sirs. Josh, golfer Ian Poulter got into a hissy fit in the last round of the PGA Championship when he lost his ball in the woods for over 5 minutes, and then he didn't want to take a lost ball penalty. He walked so far into the woods, the cameras couldn't even find him anymore. He was leaving a trail of breadcrumbs looking for his ball. He saw Bigfoot out there, Jimmy Hoffa. I think the Blair Witch flew past him. Finally, he found the ball, and they let him drop. I mean, nowadays, you got Lyme disease, ticks, Zika virus, rattlesnakes. I say just go 3 off the tee and live to golf another day, Ian. But to each their own, I guess.
Hey, Ian wasn't having any of it, Damian.
No, and it's actually a good thing that he stood his ground because they ended up, relenting. It took way more than 5 minutes to find that ball, but they let him drop anyway, so good for him. And I think he bogeyed the hole, he recovered, so all's well that ends well. PT, LaVar Ball lost to Ice Cube in a 4-point contest at the Staples Center, and I know this is just a PR stunt. And both guys did not shoot very well, but Cube is not famous for basketball. And LaVar Ball, who said he could beat Jordan, he averaged 2 points a game in college. He couldn't even find the rim. He couldn't find the backboard. He might as well have been dropping balls off an airplane because every one was an air ball.
Pretty bad.
The best shot, though, I don't know if you guys, I know you probably watched the video, right, PT? Did you see it, Josh?
Oh, I watched it, yeah. Josh watched it, yeah.
All right, so there's a moment in there when both players throw the ball at the same time, and the ball's deflected at the rim, but only Ice Cubes went in. But LaVar threw up his arms like it was his shot.
Right.
Like he was taking credit for the basket. That man has a mental issue that has yet to be diagnosed. Mark my word. You put LaVar Ball on the couch, and Sigmund Freud would quit the business.
True story.
That's a level of crazy we have not seen before. Josh, Cristiano Ronaldo got a 5-game suspension, or is due a 5-game suspension, I guess, in soccer, because he took off his shirt and ever so slightly pushed a ref. Guys, I don't really get into soccer much, but I know that there are European women who rob banks just to get money to buy a ticket for a Real Madrid game, and that's only to see Cristiano Ronaldo take his shirt off. So whatever the rules are, I guess Chippendale show equals yellow card. Fine, got it. But then he barely puts his hand on the ref's shoulder, and then he gets suspended for 5 games? What is that? Meanwhile, up in the stands, people regularly are getting trampled, stabbed. It's total chaos. Families come home with the wrong children in their car half the time. European soccer is the only sport that they give out medals of bravery and honor to the season ticket holders.
But hold on, Damian. Hold on.
Don't tap the ref, though. Whatever you do, don't tap the ref, for goodness sake. We're trying to set a good example here
Can we
for the
just
fans.
back up for a minute, Damian?
Yeah.
So you said that the women rob banks so they can see Cristiano Ronaldo. I guess these women have never heard of Google?
Will Google bring those wonderful biceps and chest muscles of Cristiano Ronaldo to you in person, Josh?
Yes, it's called high-definition virtual reality.
I'm just saying in theory. Hypothetically. Unless you can Google your way to a 3D printer and build your own Cristiano Ronaldo, you're going to have to buy a ticket.
It's called virtual reality, people. It's all on the commercials on TV. I can't get away from them.
It's good stuff. So, guys, we're at the end of 3 from the guys. A great job from both of you. Great stuff. I'm going to give it today for that incredible wrist shot first pitch of the game. PT, you have won 3 from the guys.
Yes!
We have a winner. Congratulations, you are one of life's winners. We'll be right back.
The judge's verdict is in. Thank you, Judge. We appreciate that. Make sure you listen for his Sports Center update in just a minute or 2 from now.